As a fourth-generation entrepreneur and business owner, I know the grit and grind that it takes to run a business. With ChingonSA, we're capturing stories from other local business owners and sharing them with you, our querido community of San Anto. From the culture, for the culture. What's up, everybody? Welcome back once again to another episode of ChingonSA. Man, I'm super excited about this conversation coming up. It's going to be a little different than what you normally see on the show. If you're tuning in on YouTube or watching the video on Spotify, you'll notice around the room, I've got 3 guests today. I'm super excited to introduce you guys to some heavy hitters from the south side to the west side, right? We got we'll introduce these guys in a minute, but before we do that, I figured, we kind of loosen everybody up a little bit, take some shots. So, gentlemen, thanks for coming on the show. Cheers to you guys.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Salud.
Salud.
Woo. There we go. That was good stuff.
That is.
Wow.
So, wow.
It was smooth.
That's the way you drink tequila, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like tequila. That was really good. That was an agave blanco. I won't say the name because they're not a sponsor.
Right. Smooth.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, I want to introduce you guys to some heavy hitters. First of all, we have Steve Perez with Texas Bearded Cartel, started back in 2017. And Steve, you're going to tell us about the Chingon Fest, the 6th annual Chingon Fest you got coming up at the AquaDucks a little bit later on this year.
Yeah. So.
Wait. Let's not get into it yet. But I just wanted to preface that you're going to tell us about that.
Well, I will. Yes, I will. Yes,
All right. And then we also got Dan Montez from Flores Garage, 4th generation business owner. Flores Garage started back in 1959. And then, of course, you took over in July of 2023.
Yes, sir.
Dan and his son Damien done some work for me, so super excited to have you on the show and kind of talk about that. And of course, we got our first returning guest, returning champ, baby, returning champ, Louie Vega with Texas Bros Jerky.
Right.
Thanks for coming back on the show, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, dude. And thanks for putting this together because I know you were wanting to bring these guys on and kind of share the spotlight a little bit. I know Steve's a Southside celebrity, but thanks for coming back on the show, man.
No, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
We got any new flavors you're coming out with?
No, not yet.
Not yet. All right. So no scoop right now, but
scoop.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Right on.
Steve, man, let's start with you. So tell us about Chingon Fest, man. What's going on with that? When is it?
Well, starting with that, man. I started the brand, in 2017.
Texas Bearded Cartel.
Texas Bearded Cartel, man. I always start the, how it started and what went on. I call it the one hat, one shirt story. So
There you go.
I had a bunch of hats, shirts one day. Went to, First Friday. Spent like maybe $1,000 on them. And I passed them out. I said, hey, this is going to be coming out. So this is a brand. He's like, how much is it? He's like, nah, dude, check it out. I'm going to pass it out. This is what's going on. First hats, first shirts. Take them. So the next round, I said, look, when I come, you buy the next round. And then, boom, we just shut off from there, Long story short, we're United States. We're in Belgium, England, different stuff, Canada. I've shot out to there. But with all that, man, and I was like, I like music. I like the different genre of music. I love people. I love the South Side. I love the AquaDuck. We do different stuff. Yeah. And we love to drink fucking beer, too. Lone Star beer, man. Shout out to Lone Star, which hasn't sponsored me lately. So come on, man. Well, anyways, but no, man, Chingon Fest, 6th annual. Very thankful for it that it went this far. It would have been the 7th, but COVID hit. Yeah. We didn't do it, obviously. I'm really thankful that we have the 6th annual, but it's gonna be pretty good. I can let you know on a little scoop that we might have a heavy hitter. I
love it.
If you know Los Carnales from Houston, they might be headlining for Chingon Fest this year. Look them up, man. They're pretty good. They're heavy hitter cats. They've been in the game, I want to say maybe 20-something years. They're kind of a ska punk kind of hitters.
You said their name. I thought they were gonna be like a Tejano band or something. But.
Well, they sing in Spanish too, so
Okay.
it's a different genre, man. Like and like I said, we're gonna have country, we're gonna have Tejano. There might be a Tejano hitter that's coming. I can't say that, but it's still in the works. Meetings were involved when we were supposed to have meetings, but it got canceled. But, yeah, shout out to Gio Ramos from Tarasco Tapigal, man. He's my partner for that.
There you go.
But yeah, man, Chingon Fest is just a festival. Everybody's
Is
invited.
it an all-day thing?
So we probably shoot from maybe 2 to 10, man. It's actually kind of all day. Doors open about 12 or 1 usually. About $10 at the door. Kids are free.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna do kids are free this year, and it's the kid and pet friendly.
Nice.
Always drink specials, and then there's a lot of shade at the duck, so it's
Yeah.
good, bro. It's a good event.
Yeah.
These
No,
guys.
AquaDucks is a great place to be, man. It's a super family-friendly environment.
Right.
They got that little playground area for the kiddos.
Yeah, it's perfect now.
Yeah.
It's perfect, bro. They took away the dirt. Now they put turf everywhere. So
Nice.
it's real cool, man. The
My
vibes.
my only one complaint, man. I mean, obviously,
I already know what you're gonna say.
parking.
Yeah. And that's
Parking's
what it
tough,
is.
right? I mean,
Right.
is that? I mean, you obviously you've heard that before.
Right. So we've had parking all the way to the bridge, past 410 to Stetson Field.
Yeah.
So we want to do what we did last year, where we'll have probably we had ATV rides. So,
okay.
So just tip your ATV guy. We'll pick you up. As we're gonna try to get 2 this year. We had 1 this year. It was all right. So people don't have to walk so far. But it is what it is, man. I tell you, I need to start buying more property or something. Or,
Yeah.
But they're gonna start buying, I think, another property across the street. So I think it should be okay, man. Hopefully by the time that comes, September 20th, man, Chingon Fest.
September 20th. Starts around 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
all
times
day.
aren't really set, but around that time,
Okay.
usually. Yeah, doors will open by 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Well, maybe
yeah.
we'll have you back on the show to talk about it a little
Let's
more.
do it,
next
man.
time.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right on.
As we get closer to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Dan, what's going on at Flores, man? You took over 2 years ago. Almost, you're gonna celebrate 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years in July. Yes,
Wow,
sir.
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I just took over and kind of ramped it up. Threw some paint on the walls. Came up with a logo. Teamed up with Louie and Steve, and we've just been ripping and running, man. Just getting it to where it's never been before.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
you got your son involved in the business as well.
Yeah, he actually does the detailing out of the shop.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're just trying to make it a full family function, man. Trying to make it happen. You know what I mean? So it's a great thing. Something I won't change for the world, man. It was hard leaving corporate America to branch off and do my own thing, but I don't regret it.
But you did it. You did it for the family, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So talk a little bit about that, man, because I know you and I had a conversation about it, and I enjoyed hearing about how kind of all that happened. You were working in corporate America for a while, still in the kind of like the auto service industry.
I did auto parts for 26 years.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
you've been working for, I think, like the Cavender family.
Yes,
Yeah.
Cavender family, you know what I mean? And like I said, one day talking to Pop, he was like, I'm going to sell the shop. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
hold on, man. Like, we've been there too long. Like, can't let it happen. So, my wife and I, we spoke and we talked on it, and, everything lined up, and God came into play, and we made it happen, man. And we took it over and, saved the shop, and Pop's there with me almost every day, and, we just.
So he's still around. Pop's still around.
Yeah. He, the shop for him is that's his world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's all our world. So having him there and keeping him busy, and so like he's 70 years old, but that man still gets up and gets it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, he does.
He loves when I show up.
he does.
He likes to
I hope
talk.
you-
He's a good person.
I hope you showed up with jerky because you didn't show up with jerky today.
I
man.
do. It's in the truck.
Man.
I
Oh,
thought we were
guys
gonna
said
have.
shots. I said, I forgot.
Could have had a snack.
I
you
thought
know?
we were. I know. I thought we were gonna have some jerky out here on the table or something, man. Jeez. So, I kind of talking about that, having your pops around the shop. I love that he's still involved in that because I think people like us who are constantly working all the time. That's the mentality we have, right? Like we just have to be doing something all the time.
Yeah.
And when you get to that age, the minute that you stop doing something on the regular, it almost becomes detrimental to
exactly.
people. End up fading. The older generation ends up fading faster. You know what I mean? And I hate to see that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that he's still around, hanging out at the
Yes,
shop.
sir. Every day he's there right now. I was like,
He's
you want
rolling.
to go with me, Pop? He's like, no, I'll stay here. Keep the shop open. All right. See you later. Then.
There you go.
He's there right now.
Where are you guys located, man? Talk about where you're.
We're on the heart of the West Side, 2311 Guadalupe Street. Closest major intersections, Guadalupe and Salsamora, a block away from Salsamora, behind the McDonald's.
Okay.
Same location since 1959. Hasn't moved, haven't changed. Same phone number, same everything. So.
One thing I noticed when I went by the shop a couple weeks ago was, man, you guys got a lot of there's a lot of competition around you, man.
A lot.
There's a lot of competition, and it says something that you guys have been in business since 1959.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, that's what I tell my customers. We've been around this long for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, we there's a lot of shops out there that give shops like us and other good shops bad names because they screw people over. They do whatever they got to do. You know, we're trustworthy. We're reliable. You know, I look at quality, not quantity. You know, it's because I have 1,000 cars in the shop doesn't mean I want to put out good work.
That's
I'd rather
right.
taking a few, get quality work out, and just keep on rolling that way. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. You know,
Yeah.
so.
That's great, man. And I really appreciate the way that you guys, take care of your customers.
Yes, sir.
You're, very forthcoming and honest. When I had you work on my truck, one thing that, that I can say with absolute certainty that I've never seen is when you didn't just tell me that there was something wrong with my vehicle, you showed me that there was something wrong with my vehicle, right? And I mean that is extremely valuable. You know what I mean? So I just want to. Just express my appreciation for that, man.
For sure. We like to be transparent, man.
Yeah.
Even when customers pick up their vehicles, we show them all the old parts. This is everything we took off. I don't ever want to have a customer have a doubt that whether they change it.
Yeah.
So I'm showing you the parts we took off and
There you go.
everything's new on. So we're very transparent in what we do. So
I take my vehicles there too, man.
Yes,
So
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah.
How did you guys get connected, man? What's the story? What's the story with how you guys got connected?
Well,
Go ahead.
okay. Well, mine was I had just barely branched off, and I was trying to get somewhere to start selling, and I had sold at the AquaDuck one Friday, and I said, "Oh man, shit, okay, it's pretty good." So there was another event coming up. It was some band was playing, and I was trying to get a hold of somebody to like book it to book at the Duck, and I couldn't get a hold of nobody. Nobody was calling back. So I had posted on Facebook, just, hey man, trying to look for an event, blah blah. And I had a buddy and say, hey man, I know who's running the vendors. He contacted Steve. Steve messaged me. He's like, hey man, so and so, send it over here, the money, lock you in. Shit, since that day, man, we've been rolling.
How long's that been that you've been out there at the AquaDucks? Because you're there. I mean, you're a staple there.
Yeah,
but you've been there. You've been there what, like every weekend for how long do you think?
Well, I started off going on Fridays. And then Tejano Sunday started rolling off, and Tejano Sunday, man, that's fine.
Like all of last year.
Yeah, all of last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, every Sunday was booked. Like everybody knew, like, hey, Louie's gonna be here Sunday.
Yeah.
But so like then I took a little break, just to kind of catch up with family stuff, other things going on. So now I'm just kind of going on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I was there Friday, kind of change it up.
Yeah.
But they haven't been having Tejano Sunday, so kind of that's another thing too. That's
Gotcha.
what, yeah. But yeah, so I think since 2023.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's great. So that's how you and Steve got connected. But how does Dan fit in the picture there?
So I met Dan before, like even my brand. He was buying my stuff, my brand.
Yeah, when
Since
he was doing little pop-ups and
he's
stuff.
been buying it maybe five or six years.
yeah.
So you were a customer of his first.
a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And we would just
all
communicate back and
connected,
forth on his.
yeah.
I would comment on his posts. He would put up and just giving words of wisdom and stuff. You know what I mean? Because we always have haters out there, and just tell them, man, your brand speaks for itself, man. Like don't let anybody ever say anything different from that. You
also
know?
too, just inviting like to his parties or anything that he had family related, we always went.
There you go, quinceañeras.
Whatever, barbecues,
Yeah,
whatever at the house,
barbecues.
And then I think so when I started doing the events, Chingon Fest is when I met Dan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dan ended up buying, and then ever since then, shit, we've been
we
literally
just hit it off.
We hit
bro.
it, yeah.
It's
And
a
everybody,
vibe
I
that
think
we
everybody
get.
kind of just tripped out once they started seeing us. Like, man, these dudes are always together. These guys are always together everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey man, I gotta be honest with you, dude. Or you gotta be honest with me. Do you color your beard?
No, I don't, man.
You look at we're all about the same age, I think.
Here we
Oh,
go.
we all got white hairs, and this motherfucker over here is.
I got something right here,
Well,
man.
all
Come
my
on.
white was red, man. Like, and I was just like, my mom has hair like that, so that's where that went from.
Dang, I ain't never
But
come to
other
this
than
podcast
that,
again.
I don't know what this guy's doing over
Yeah,
here.
Yeah,
you know,
I'll tell
it's
you,
the
bro.
creatine, I guess. I don't know.
I'll tell you, I think he
Easy,
colored,
baby. baby.
I think he covers it.
Oh man.
That's great, man. I love, I follow you guys on social media. I love how interactive you guys are.
Right.
You're always sharing each other's posts.
Yep.
And it's man. I think in our culture, especially in the older generation of our culture, a lot of times what we end up seeing is Latinos pushing each other down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Is that? I mean, am I the only one that's experienced that, or have you guys experienced that?
Oh, I've experienced it for years, man. Just trying to get in through the local scene. People are just like, oh, why is people doing this? Why are they doing that? Or what does it matter? Like, if you want to do something, do it. Do it. I don't understand how people are gonna put down people if they're trying to do the same shit you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And some people just get more successful than other people, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Or I think, man, too, is people just work a little bit harder, and then people are just stuck on what they're doing, but they're still running their mouth. You know, and I just think those kind of people are just still people.
Yeah.
Other guys, that want it are rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how we do it. And we may not be better than anybody, but we'll know we were here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straight up.
You showed up.
Right on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right on.
And I mean, and that's why I think it's just so awesome that you guys are as supportive as you are and as vocal about the support as you are.
Right.
For that reason. You know what I mean? You're lifting each other up. It's great to see that, man. Supporting each other. So, man, Steve, what inspired you to get into business for yourself, dude? What was the catalyst that kind of pushed you over to say, man, I want to do this?
Well, just really, man, I was actually in a worldwide beard club. I don't know if you ever heard of Bearded Villains. Well, it's actually the biggest beard club in the world. I was in that in 2014.
You guys stroke each other's beards or what?
Well, we did not do that. We just hung out and drank beer. But that's crazy talk, man. But anyway,
I just had to ask, man. I just had to clear the air.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, bro. So anyways, it was a lot of politics with that shit because it was just like, hey, come on, show up, bring the family out, and hey, how come you didn't come out? I'm like, dude, it's just a beer club, just to hang out, drink beer, honestly, So I ended up leaving that stuff.
You guys had a location.
It's called South Texas Villains, South Texas Bearded Villains.
But it's like a worldwide thing.
It's South Texas thing. There's Houston. There's what I'm saying. Just kickback dudes. Yeah. Well, anyways, I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna start my own shit, but not a beer club, but a clothing brand.
Right.
So once I started there, it was like, oh, look at him starting a beer club, which I really wasn't. Long story short, I made the brand, did it. I really wanted to just put stuff out there that was my lifestyle.
Yeah.
What I did.
There you go.
What I did. Drank beer, Dickies, Vans, bandana out, flipped out hat, you know what I'm saying?
Sunglasses inside.
Sunglasses in and out, baby. I wear my sunglasses at, you know what I'm saying? Just a fucking lifestyle, man, you know what I'm saying?
I used to have an uncle, dude, that would always wear his sunglasses.
I have one too, dude.
You know the funniest thing though? I saw him one time without glasses. I didn't even recognize him, dude. I didn't even know it was him, dude.
Yeah, sometimes I get like that with Steve.
Yeah, people are like, what's wrong with you right now, bro? I'm like,
something different.
I don't have my sunglasses on.
He has glasses on.
Yeah, so
that's funny.
Yeah, man, and just bringing in a lifestyle that nobody's seen. Not an LA look, just a Texas look. I'm actually doing probably the only brand in Texas doing rings from Califas too, from my partner from Califas.
There you go.
Been doing it for 4 or 5 years. But crazy, man. We're doing these, and no brand's doing it. I wanted to push myself to do something different. Always move different, but still stay humble, bro. You know what I'm saying, and still be whatever. But sometimes there's just people out there that want to piss you off, but you just, hey, we're just doing different shit, man. That's all it is, bro. That's all it is.
In your clothing brand, you got, I mean, obviously you got the rings, you got shirts, you got hats. Anything else that comes along with the brand?
Shit, family too, man.
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
Everybody just family oriented stuff that we do in events, and stuff like that. When I can, like I said, I'm a blue collar worker as well. That's my job. That's what comes first. But Texas Bearded Cartel comes second. But all day, man. Still keep repping.
There you go.
But yeah, man. Nothing else, man. These guys too.
Yeah, Dan. What about you, man? What? I mean, obviously you'd been in corporate America for a long time. I know you didn't want to see the shop, change hands, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's as far as the automotive side for me, I've done it all my life.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else. As I told my wife, man, they shut this industry down. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm screwed. I'm fucked. I got to figure out something. You know what I mean? So, but it just for me, that's the only avenue I know, and you know, I love what I do.
Consider mechanic only fans or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
There you go. Stroking the beard. Yeah, I could do the OnlyFans stroking beard.
Hey, that's a niche no one has right now.
Yo.
Thinking outside the box. Well, you gotta make it happen.
Like that. Check out the crescents on that guy.
Man, there it is.
Oh,
see, now we got to trademark this right here. We all got a piece of the action out there. We all got a piece of the
Everybody's
action.
gonna make some money, baby.
Yes, sir. But like I said, other than that, I mean, like I said, just the automotive side for me is I do what I love, man. You know what I mean? Being your own boss is totally something different. You know, I sat there. I said, the corporate world, I made other people millions and millions of dollars. You know, what I mean, running their stores for them. And for me, like I've said before, you know, in an interview we did in November, like, you know, I'm not here to get rich, but if in the process I get there, then we stay humble. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, just the thing is giving back to the community and helping our community out, the west side where we live, and all of San Antonio, and anybody that comes to our shop, you know, trying to help them out. So.
Right.
Louie, you and I partnered, or you asked me to join you in the toy drive. Was that with these guys?
Yeah, that was Steve.
No, that's my.
Okay.
I have this year will be my 5th annual Force drive.
I just realized that. I hadn't even put the two and two together.
Forgot about that also. Yeah.
So you guys do a toy drive around Christmas time.
Yeah, we do it a little bit about a week before. Just we get. I work with the children's shelter on the west side.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been. This will be my 6th annual, I believe.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it was a toy drive with Steve, and then the
Turkey drive.
Turkey drive.
Turkey
Dan.
drive. That's what it was.
So Dan was the one who originally had started.
Tell me about the turkey drive, man.
Yeah.
So this year would be our 5th annual. We started it, like I said, just a family and I, man, just out of the blue. I was like, you know what? Let's give out plates to the homeless. So that's what we did the first 3 years. Just us and the family at the house, giving out 50, 60 plates, whatever we can do. And then in conversation with Louie and Steve, somehow it came up, and they were like, "Who helps you?" I was like, "Nobody, man. Like, it's just us at the house.
Yeah.
You know, everything's out of pocket." And they jumped on board this year, and man, we gave out the most plates that we've ever done. 237 plates we gave out this year.
No way.
Yeah.
We cooked 16 turkeys, 40, 50, 60 pounds of mashed potatoes, corn, like all kinds of all the fixings.
So you do that for Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
And then you
That's
do
our whole Thanksgiving. That's what we do.
Nice.
We
and
don't
then
go to our families. Yeah.
So you guys do that on Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah.
Yes.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like my sister-in-law helped out, and my sister, and then my wife didn't come just because she was with her mom, and
Sure.
Yeah, but obviously, yeah, man, that's our whole day.
And I had my kids come help after.
Yeah, and then Louie with his kids and stuff. But yeah, that's our day.
Yeah, we cooked 16 turkeys like all week. We cooked and
everything was through us. Like we didn't ask nobody for donations.
Yeah.
You know, some people did donate.
Yeah, we had one of our buddies donate some bread.
It's crazy because they saw the video that we did and stuff. Because we had a guy, like a biographer dude, come through and stuff. And shout out to him, Rick Rodriguez. But he came and and did everything and stuff like that. But people saw it. People saw it. Now this year obviously they want to jump on board, which is cool, man. The more more the merrier. It's great, bro. Yeah, it's awesome.
200 and what?
237 plates.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And like I told them in the interview that we did, like I started just to do it. For me, the lifestyle that I lived, I took so much away from my community and from my city. Like it's always time. I always feel I got to give back. You know what I mean? So that's why I started it. And then when they jumped on board, Steve was like, "What do we put on social media and give out to people that can't drive or whatever?"
That was pretty good.
So we
right
delivered to houses this year as well.
Really?
Yeah. We did. It was a late night, but it was worth it because. I don't know, man. I just real quick on this one story, man, and she was like, I didn't think you were really gonna show up, and she was bawling.
Yeah, she had just lost her husband.
Her husband, dude. And
no way.
Yeah, bro. And that really hit me just because, like, she really didn't have nothing, and they were just there waiting. I guess they didn't think we were gonna come, but we just had so many deliveries, So it was crazy to like see that because. I mean, I'm real fortunate. I know these guys are too, and I think everybody here too with their family and stuff. And there's just not a lot of people that are. And just to see that, bro, and just for us to give her something, it was real beautiful.
It's a way humbling experience. It was, man. Like I said, to have my kids there from the beginning to start it. Like, sit there complaining that, I didn't get McDonald's.
Yeah.
These people ain't got a piece of bread to eat.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they see it now, and they're like, wow, okay, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and what a great way to pay it forward, too. I mean, you're, like you said, right? I mean, you got to get back to the community, and what a great way to do that. I didn't realize you guys were doing the turkey thing and the
toy drive.
The toy drive,
yeah.
The toy drive is pretty cool too. So you guys collect toys and you guys give them out to the San Antonio Children's Shelter, right?
Right.
And they house foster kids, right?
Yeah, so it's just an unwrap. It has to be unwrapped, and it just goes out to kids from the age of I want to say 1 to maybe like 13 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. So, man, we even get a shout out to even pop-up social ride too. Bikes, man. They give us some bikes, dude, too. So it's cool.
Actual bikes.
Actual bikes.
No kidding.
Yeah,
that's
donated,
cool, man.
So it was cool. He donated some there, and then I think the year before he donated like maybe 10. So it was cool. Somebody got a bike, So.
Yeah. Louie, I know the last time you were on the show, man, we talked about kind of what inspired you to get into business for yourself. But since then, since we talked last, like, have you thought about that anymore? And have you changed your answer in any way? Have you come up with a different reason? Is it still the same reason? What are your thoughts on that?
It's still the same, man. It's just keep grinding like the way I am, and then eventually branch off. Hopefully, I can get into some stores. Nothing major like HEB, because like I said, I wanted to keep the ingredients the same.
Yeah.
But if I can get into corner stores, that would be great. Eventually, kind of just branch off, get a little shop somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe a little storage unit.
There you go.
Yeah. Maybe put my kids on.
What between the three of you guys, what has been like one of the biggest challenges that you've had to kind of overcome as a business owner? I'm really curious about kind of your different perspective. Obviously, you guys are different or operating very, very different businesses, right? But I'm curious, like, what has been one of the biggest challenges that you guys have had to overcome as a business owner?
For me, the stigma of owning a mechanic shop. Oh, they're going to poke my eye. Oh, they're going to do this. Oh, they're going to do that. So when I talk to customers or I post on social media and I'm thinking to customer, like, for me, it's like, thank you for allowing me to earn your business.
Yeah.
Because I want to earn it. I don't want you to give it to me. I want to earn it. You know what I mean? So if I'm able to do this at this cost and, hey, you sit there and tell me, oh, man, that's cheap. Well, keep coming back. That's my price. My prices aren't going to change, because yes, the economy goes up and down, but that's my biggest hurdle right now is the stigma. They can sit there and say, oh, I can go to so-and-so down the street. He'll do it for cheaper. Okay, well, I can go ahead. You'll be back next week because I guarantee they're going to do a bad job. And sure shit, they come back like, oh, man, okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of one of those things. Like you said, there's so much competition in my area.
Yeah.
It's kind of, that's the hard part. Yeah. But, again, we put out quality work, not quantity work.
Right.
So it's like, and that's what keeps them coming back. That's my biggest hurdle is the stigma of mechanic shops. Like, oh, I'm a female. I always get that. I'm a female, you're going to poke my eyes. Nah, I treat everybody the same.
Right.
Everybody. I'll sit there and I explain it to you from the jump. This is what I got to do. You tell me yes or no. If you tell me yes, cool. And then I show you when I'm done. Hey, is it working? Yes. Okay, we're good. You know what I mean? So that's my biggest hurdle.
Yeah, I hear that too, man. Like, when I'm an insurance agent, right? So I tell people I'm an insurance agent, and they either think I'm going to try and sell them insurance, or that I'm a sleazebag. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I hear that, dude. I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
What about you, Steve, man? What's your biggest challenge you had to overcome?
I'm thinking, man, just always doing something different all the time, changing the brand up, changing to where, well, we've seen this, but we want to see different. Like, I'm like, well, I got to keep moving different, showing different, And two, man, I was telling Louie, I was talking to my wife, too, that, it's been a while. I've been doing a lot of stuff and doing all this local scene stuff. But I feel like get burned out, man, sometimes. You get burned out and feel like... what else is there to do? I've done a lot. And if I would ever stop, honestly, and I'll tell you the truth right now, right on here. If I would stop Texas Bearded Cartel, I would not stop my toy drives or doing the stuff with Dan. I might stop Chingon Fest. I might stop maybe Texas Bearded Cartel. But that stuff, no, because that's real humble to me. But everything else, man, just trying to be there, because sometimes it's hard to say no, but you need to say no, And I'm a type of dude that's really trying to just keep going. But I don't like to say no, man. I like to help. I like to help these guys roll, and they know, but they know what to do. But it's just, I love that shit still. I love to go out and show face, and like people are like, hey man, let me help you out with your brand. I'm like, no, I like to sell and be there and sell my hats and my shirts still. Like, I'm still humble with that. Like, I should sell out of my trunk. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. I still like to do that. It's just really, man, just getting burned out too. That's the shit right there. Straight up.
That is the burnout is real, man.
It's real, bro.
I've been doing this for 17 years, bro.
I hear you.
I mean, there have been times where I'm just like, Louie's calling me, and I'm like,
Ignore.
Yeah. No, man. I mean,
I do get to ignore a lot.
But the other thing too, kind of to your point is, creating those boundaries,
right?
Because, dude, family is also important as well, right?
Bro, and that's where,
And so you've got to, as a business owner, anytime that you're saying yes to something, you're saying no to something else.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. And so I have to ask myself as a business owner, if I say yes to this, whatever this opportunity is, or whatever this customer is that taking away time from my family?
Right.
And that's super important for me, right?
Yeah.
How do you guys? What are your thoughts on that? I mean, burnout is real. Do you guys experience that? How's it been for you guys?
Like me personally, like there's times where I'm just tired. Like I don't even want to do the jerky sometimes. Just staying up till 1 a.m, still having to go to work at 5:30. Like on Tuesdays tonight, I go into work at 1, so I'll be working from 1 to 5 o'clock. Get off, go to CPS, and then get off at 2. So then I start the jerky, going on with the marinade, putting in the dehydrators. It's just usually like Monday through Friday. It's nonstop.
And I remember last time you and I talked, you scaled significantly in a short period of time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you were doing like 30 pounds of beef, and now you're up to 100 plus pounds a week.
Yeah.
Dude,
so I think for his Chingon Fest was the biggest. I think I did 170 pounds
in 1 week, and then. And a lot of your stuff is like freshly made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So like that. Say if I do 170 for that week, like I'm already selling from that
right.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Right.
So going into the weekend, I'll be having to already call, say, hey, I need another 50 pounds. So it's like continuously going.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's
how do you handle that though? Like how do you handle or how do you prevent the burnout?
Well, really, my wife helping me out, that's been tremendous help, because before, like, I was doing it by myself, and I was trying to do everything. Like, I didn't want nobody to help me.
Yeah.
But she could see that I was really, like, staying up to 1:30. I was a very walking zombie. So, but with her helping me out, it's helped out a lot. So it's a lot of stress. Like, yesterday, I already had everything prepped, all the marinade. So when I got the 50 pounds, I was able to cut everything up, threw everything in the marinade, boom. So today when I get home, just throw it in the dehydrator and ready to roll.
Yeah, so it's a team effort.
Yeah.
It's good.
Dan, what about you, man?
It's like you said, it's real, because especially outside working in the heat nonstop.
Oh, yeah,
my thing is I don't like to keep customers' cars overnight. So if I got to stay 10, 11, 12, midnight, 1 in the morning, I've done it before. But my wife's like, you gotta take a break. And I guess all our philosophy is that we'll sleep when we're dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
I've heard Louie say that before.
It's like you said earlier. It's like us as men and raza, like we got to keep in our mind. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. Got to keep going. And that's my mentality. Like I just I'm tired, but I got to keep trucking.
Right.
But there are times where it's like, okay, I'm taking this weekend off. I ain't doing nothing. Like we're chilling. And I get that sometimes. My wife's like, well, okay, well, you know what? Let's go out. Let's go do something. hang out or whatever we got to do. Because you got to have that balance. At the end of the day, you got to have that balance. We're fortunate enough to all our kids are grown. Our youngest is 17, so and then we got grandkids, but they can always give those back. So we're good. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, like I said, you just got to have that good balance, man.
Yeah.
You get burnt out. And the corporate side, I was to the point where I was like, man, I'm done. Like it's just someone's always on your back. Someone's always on your back. And now for myself, like I can sit there and say, you know what, I'm gonna close today and kick back for the day.
Yeah.
But, other than that, you gotta keep that balance, man. Strong balance. You gotta keep it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Were you gonna add something to that?
No, I was just thinking too, man. It's like, man, every Monday we're like, man, what do we got coming up this weekend? Please, hopefully there's nothing. Hopefully there's nothing. But this weekend coming up, because it's Memorial Day, I think we're pretty good.
Yeah.
So we might be able to.
I was thinking about pulling a sellout on Friday. I was thinking, but I was like, nah.
Dude. Well,
I said, nah, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's Memorial. I'm gonna go to the alumni tournament.
Yeah, I was about to say you got the alumni tournament this weekend.
Yeah, dude, just relax, baby.
Relax. Relax.
I'll probably take it with me.
I
was gonna do that.
Take it with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it with me.
Might as well having fun.
There you go. Looking back, kind of, over the time that you guys have had your individual businesses, is there one like big takeaway that you wish you would have learned sooner?
Mine was like what I told you last time.
Yeah.
Just knowing who you're going into business with and what avenues kind of to take as you navigate through it, like where you want to go.
Yeah.
See, like mine was just, oh, well, it's just a pop-up. Okay, I'm just going to sell some jerky. And it eventually just blew up. Like, dude, like even he'll call me, hey, man, the guys at work calling, they want some jerky.
Yeah.
Who? He'll tell me.
Yeah.
So I'll give him the bags and they cash app, whatever. But, yeah, it's just, not trying to bash nobody, but just like you just know what you're gonna get yourself into.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that the last time, and I remember in our conversation, it was it's super important to make sure that if you are going into business with partners, that your vision is aligned, that your goals are aligned. Now there's 1,000 different ways to skin a cat, right? There's not a right or wrong way to, but as long as everybody's got the same goal and everybody's going in the same direction, you're unstoppable.
Yeah.
Right. If you got partners that aren't on that party train, man.
Yeah.
It's tough, dude.
Right.
I know you guys own your businesses individually, but so just kind of same question to you guys. What has been a lesson that you wish you would have learned a lot sooner?
For me, I can look back as far as not in the same terms as far as business partners, but people who you associate yourself with.
There you
That
go.
too.
You know what I mean? Because if you have certain people around you and they're trying to support your brand or promote your brand, but then on the back end they're messing up and it makes you look bad. You know what I mean? That's one thing I've learned throughout the years. Like, you know what, gotta watch who you hang out with or who you talk to, because and they could possibly hurt you in the long run. You know what I mean? Yeah. And not only that, but also the people that you might have with you and think that, these are homies, is blah, blah, blah. But in the back end, they're trying to figure out what they can get out of you to help boast their business or whatever case may be. You know what I mean? So that's another thing I looked at, and that's just how now, if it ain't us three, I'm sorry, man. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? If I get good vibes, cool, let's rock and roll. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think I'm the oldest out of the bunch. So I kind of like look at it from the old man style, old man side. Like,
he like the big brother. He always checks on us, like periodically, like they're daily. Hey, bro, you good?
This is my last year in my 30s, so I'll be 40 in June.
I'm 45.
I think I turned 43, but I really feel like I'm 23.
Well, I'm gonna be 40, but I feel like I have a 70-year-old body because of the work I do.
Bro,
I'm the same way.
I sit at a desk and I feel like I'm fucking 70 years old.
Hey, but when you get up, you're all
dude. It's tough. It is. Sometimes it is tough to get out of this chair.
Because I've been doing asphalt, man. With my job, the blue collar job I do. I've been doing that almost 13 years. So.
No kidding.
Yeah. So.
Kind of to your point, man. Just quick story. When I first opened up my insurance agency, I remember this guy. Louie and I both know who he is, but he owned a body shop, and so he came to my agency. Was like, hey man, send me some business, man. And I'll be sure to take care of you. And I'm like, dude, I don't want you to take care of me. I just want you to take care of my customers. That's all I ask.
Right.
Yeah, man, we got you. And I remember I referred him 3 customers in a row, and every single one of them were pissed off because this dude screwed something up, man. And finally, this dude came into my office and was like, hey man, come check out my shop. I went, visited, and it looked legit. Like, all the machines, Chingo's employees, he had, probably had like 6 people running around there. And it looked like a legit shop. Yeah, it wasn't in a great part of town, but whatever. I didn't care about that. Hey, you take care of my customers. You do right by them.
Right.
You do good work. That's all I ask. And 3 customers, man, back to back to back. And this dude just ruined the relationship that I had with those customers. And now those customers were pissed off at me. They weren't pissed off at, of course they were pissed off at him, but hey, dude, you're the one. You're the one that sent me to him.
Right.
Well, how do you think I felt? I was helping him out for a while.
Were you?
I ended up helping him for a while, and I ended up getting the same thing you got. I was just like, look, I'm just the help. I open up the shop. That's it.
I didn't know that, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were.
Yeah. But like that's why I say, like, you would have never thought that it would have went that way, because the way his worth ethic at the time was, but he let other stuff take over.
Yeah, man, that's tough, dude. So
It's
I know
hard.
exactly what you're talking about, man. Your brand, your name, you know, it carries a lot of weight with a lot of people that trust you.
Exactly.
And so for you to kind of lend that to somebody else, man, I'm even now. I mean, I've been doing this for 17 years. We have contractors that come in here all the time. Hey, man, send me a referral and what, you know, do. Now, man, I don't want anything in return. I just want you to take care of my customer.
Yep.
And one shot is all you get, dude.
Yep.
And if you mess it up for one customer, I will never send another piece of business your way.
Yeah. Right. And the way it should be.
Yeah. Steve, what about you, man? What has been a lesson that you wish you would have learned way earlier?
Something similar to Dan too. Same thing, you know, with people too. Even like business partners, you know, doing business stuff with people that I've lost. You know, I've gained. You know, different. I think too, man. I just sometimes need to shut my mouth too a little bit because I talk a lot of shit. Yeah, that would be it. But
that's fair,
but
dude.
is it talking shit or stating facts?
Well,
Two
it's
different
stating
things.
facts
There
too,
you
man.
go.
But if
That's
you
all that
catch me on a
matters.
Saturday drinking about a 12-pack and then drinking
Lone Star
and
Red.
some,
What is that what it
yeah,
was?
just some Reds, and man, and then
Yeah.
some Jameson picklebacks, you know. So, you know, and I start thinking in my head and start posting. I said I need to throw my phone away and put it under the bed or something. But other than that, man, just business partners, man, that I wish that I would kind of have been with, that I, you know, that would have rode, but it didn't, and now you find, you know, the true colors and stuff. And, you know, I think it's just that stuff, man. And then honestly, to this day that I do it alone, it's been cake, you know, so it's good. It's rolling.
Yeah.
We're rolling. So I tell a lot of people too, sometimes you don't need a lot of people, you know. Sometimes you just need yourself, but you got to push it, you know. That's all it is. And you got to know what your levels are, and always maintain your mental health, man. That's very important, I feel too. But that's what's most important, honestly. You know?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I get
Straight
those
up.
words of wisdom on Saturdays all the time. I love
After a few Lone Stars.
I love it. I love it. We always call when we, like, say we go out to an event. We always call each other, see where we're at. Hey, you good? And or
everybody's home.
Or if everybody's home, or if like
Yeah.
somebody's out, like somebody will call us. Hey man, I just made it home. Blah blah. But I always get the words of wisdom.
I saw a video the other day on TikTok or Instagram or something like that. This dude was calling his friends, and he goes, he'd call his friends. The friend would pick up and he'd go, "Hey man, I'm just calling to tell you good night, man. I love you, dude." And the friend would be like, all right, you know, just like, the hell was that, you know? But dude, I think we should do that more often, man.
Yeah.
Like legit. You know,
We always like
cool.
say we love you, you, dog.
Yeah.
And my wife would look at me like that. She goes, "Yeah, fucking weird."
It is hard for me to say that word, man.
Love you, bro.
It's hard for me to say that, man. But I respect it. I respect it.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
He's gonna be, I respect you, bro.
Yeah, I respect you.
I respect you.
You ever tell me that? Someone tell you, I respect you.
I respect you.
So-
And I'm sorry,
No, go for it.
To kind of spin off, like, what I think all of us can sit here and say, like, another thing that I think we've all overcome are just the haters in general.
Yeah.
The haters in general, man. People
Yeah.
that like
Always
you
gonna be
said,
out there, man.
Yeah, they're,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
they
of
don't want
course.
they sit there to your face, they root you on, but behind your back they're talking shit, and it's like, all right, that's cool. At the end of the day, you don't want to be left behind. You know what I mean? You're not jump on this train and hop off, homie. Like, it is what it is, you know. And that's just kind of what it is.
And another thing too, like, I know that between us three, we all sport each other's brand. Like, when Steve brings out shirts, we buy it. You know, like, they buy hats for me. We get hat from Dan. So we all sport, like, we all rep everybody's like brand.
Right.
So,
There's no competition.
yeah,
There's no
and it
nothing
just,
between
I
us, you
think
know
some
what
people be like, "Oh man, they're just jockeying, you know, they're doing this." It's like, fuck you.
I think we literally support each other. We love each other, and just it's like bros, man. So
Don't
it's-
catch me on a Saturday, I'm telling you.
Man, this has been a fun conversation. But like, before we wrap up, I'm curious to know. I kind of have an idea of what Louie's thinking about this. So I'm really curious to know what you guys think about it. But like, what is when you guys think of legacy? What does that mean to you guys? What does it mean for your community? What does it mean for your family? What does it mean for your business?
I think, man, too, on that point, I don't really want nobody to remember what we're doing. I just want it to keep going, you know, like the toy drive. If somebody else can take over it, okay, well, I took over, you know, let them take over, you know, or other than that, you know, my kids, you know, they're like, "Dad, well, who's gonna take over Texas Bearded Cartel when you're done? I was like, I'm taking it to the grave. You do your own thing.
Yeah.
You gotta make your own thing.
Yeah,
you know,
gotta make your own way.
Yeah. So, but legacy wise, man, just knowing my kids, that I've been there and stuff, all the time, which I am all the time, just with everything that we do, people can do it better than do it better. Right on. Yeah. No hate. Yeah. Right on.
Dan, what about you?
And so for me, even in the automotive industry, in the auto parts industry, like, I strived hard to make a name for myself in the industry. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're cocky. You're cocky." I'm not cocky, man. I'm confident. I know what I'm doing. So that was my biggest thing. I always wanted to make a name for myself in the industry, and I think I did. And then now, running my own business is like, you know what? I want people to sit there and say when Flores Garage comes up, "Oh yeah, hey, they're top notch for this and that." We might be in the shittiest part of the city, but it don't matter.
Right.
Yeah. I don't care where we're at. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my thing. Is like I want our brand and our shop name to be known everywhere. You know what I mean? And that's what I tell my pop, like, with the logo we got, people love the logo. Like, and I want eventually one day to be like Steve and have everybody wearing our stuff the way they wear Steve's, you know what I mean, and Louie's. Like, I want it out there, and that's kind of my thing. And I got to tell my kids, like, hey, either step up or step out of the way, because this is going to keep going. When I die, the shop's y'all's. Don't run into the ground. You know what I mean? We do what we did on our end to keep it going, but if y'all can't, then sell it. Get out of there and don't worry about it, you know what I mean? Yeah. But that's just kind of my thing is just letting our shop be known. Not so much me personally, but the shop itself. You know what I mean? Like that's my biggest goal. You know what I mean? So,
Louie, what about you, man? Any thoughts on legacy?
Just like I said, man, hard work pays off. So, just knowing, I just want my kids to know that, I didn't ask for handouts or any of that. It's just, I just put in the work, the grind. But like I tell my kids, I don't want them doing that like me. Like I want them to, be successful early on. Like what I'm really like trying to throw it off, but I'm really happy and proud to say my son, he started a little like training thing.
Yeah, dude,
his own
I saw
little
that,
business. Man. So, at the age of 19, starting that little training thing, man, it's good. And I hope he branches off and goes bigger with it. And
talk about that, man. What's it called? Performance?
Next Performance Generation.
Next Performance Next Performance Generation.
Yeah.
And they're doing training for like baseball, softball.
Yeah, as for like T-ball, he actually just got into softball. One of the childhood friends that we started playing T-ball with, she actually, as they grew up, she went to college. She's on break right now, and she got a scholarship for softball. So she came back and she asked if she could help out start.
Oh, nice.
So that's good to see the kids that grew up together.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Starting their little business, trying to help out other little kids.
Yeah, dude. And so they're doing like private trainings for.
Yeah. And I think he even did like I think the past weekends he was doing like a free training. Yeah, so just to get the kids out there. He wants to start a little team, go out there and play like on the weekends and all that.
That's your oldest boy, Louie, right?
Yeah, Louie the fourth.
And he's graduated from high school.
Yeah, he actually June 4th he graduates from Stevens High School.
There you go, dude. Yeah, congratulations, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome. You've raised a fine young man, my friend.
I try to. I'm hard on him, but he says I'm mean, but no, I just want, he's a good kid. Yeah. Honestly, I told Steve and Dan the other day, when you went to prom, you didn't come home early, did you? Right?
Yeah.
My son was home by 11:30. He goes, I'm done. I got to work tomorrow. Yeah, that surprised me.
Dang.
So he's like I say, he's a good kid. He just kind of he does his own thing, but he's good. I ain't really got to worry him. But I'm hard on him, like I said, like for a reason. Yeah, we live off Marbach. Come on.
It's that tough love, baby.
Yeah,
the Marbachians.
The Marbachian.
Exit 7.
He's not a cub though. He's not a cub.
Are you guys out there also?
No, I'm on the south side.
I'm on the south side.
I'm on the south side.
Exit 2. What's exit 2?
410 and Pearsall Road.
Pearsall Road. Okay. Yeah, I don't go that far west. Oh, man, this has been a super fun conversation, guys. Thanks so much for coming on. Steve Perez, Texas Bearded Cartel, Dan Montez, Flores Garage, and, of course, Louie Vega with Texas Bros Jerky. Thank you guys for coming on the show, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Appreciate it, man.
We're gonna, one thing also real quick before I end, one thing that I really love is that you guys also support the people that support you guys. I think your cousin Miranda. She did the shirt for me, man.
She did my shirt too.
Yeah,
she did a shirt too.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did my hat.
Yeah. There you go. That's one thing that I love, man. And I know I got this shirt. She posted like that she was maybe thinking about making this shirt, and I immediately reached out and I was like, hey, I want the first shirt.
So did I.
Yeah.
I got one too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we went back and forth, made it happen. And then today I put the shirt on, and my son saw it. He was like, Dad, did you get me one? I was like, dang it. Shit. So I reached out to Miranda. I was like, hey, I'm going to need a kid's shirt. She's like, I got you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, shout out to my little cousin Miranda, man. She makes makes stuff happen for us.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, you guys also, I know you support another lady that helps you guys out with like embroidery and stuff like that.
Victoria at Esquivel.
Esquivel Embroidery.
Yeah,
There you
Esquivel
go.
Embroidery. So
I love that you guys, not just support each other, but also supporting those people that are
All
making
local,
stuff happen
man.
for you.
Local
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Local
and
San Antonio.
Esquivel, she's actually from Morbach.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Marbakians.
Yeah, there you go. They infiltrate one place, man. They're gonna be everywhere.
Yeah. You should do with the Edgar haircut next week.
No, you want to see that.
The Lady Edgars.
What did I call them? The Edgarettes.
The
Edgarettes.
You might see some little Morbach cartel hats that are going around there, but
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks so much for coming on the show, man. Really appreciate it. Hey, guys, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Chingon SA. Don't forget to make sure that you're subscribing to the show, like the show, listen to it, obviously, and then share it with your friends and your network and social media and all that good stuff. Really helps us to just kind of get the word out about the show. I want to thank these guys for joining me today for another episode, and we'll see you guys next week.
I spend my life just driving